Tonight only on Fox, a deadly trend called the choking game. Kids are trying it alone. They're trying it in groups.
There seems to be a veil of secrecy. Kids don't want to talk about it. But tonight, desperate parents are talking. As Saber Gertz reports, it's time to save some lives.
Shoes laced up, waiting for a mother's imagination to step in. But the 16-year-old with the size 13 isn't coming home.
You go to tuck your kids in, and I come in here and there is nobody to tuck in.
Nick Cerna died in January. Braden Erickson died in May.
I get so angry. I don't want to be angry at him, but I'm angry at him because I hurt all the time. I have to wake up every morning to a slap in the face that my son is gone.
Braden had a quirky smile that couldn't be wiped off his face. He liked taking risks. He was a jokester. When his mother found him hanging from a belt in his closet, she hoped it was another prank.
I kept telling myself, he's going to be fine, he's going to be fine. And I remember breathing into him, and I kept saying no while I was doing it. I wanted him to wake up so bad. And then they took him away.
The 13-year-old was simply playing the game he learned during a summer stay at Grandma's.
He was up there last summer, and she found a belt in his room that had a loop. And his friend that had known about this game had been over.
It's called breath play, chokeout, space monkey, flatliner, or funky chicken, or simply the choking game. Whatever they call it, the custom is the same. Kids are using belts, ropes, ace bandages, anything they can find to wrap around their necks and choke themselves until they get a high and pass out.
They put their hands right here, and then I don't know like how, but it just makes you fall asleep. And then when you wake up, it felt just like you were just drunk, and it was the weirdest feeling.
Cassie St. Clair learned about the game at cheerleading camp.
It's the popular kids, the good kids. Not the bad kids who do all the drugs. It's the kids who think they're not doing anything wrong.
The kids who won't break a code of silence.
My friend, she does it a lot, and her parents didn't know about it. But once they found out about it, she totally denied it. And so it's kind of like a secret, yeah.
The young people that tend to die are the ones that are practicing it on their own.
St. Joseph's Hospital Emergency Room Director Dr. Michael Christopher.
It is an absolutely ridiculous, stupid practice that must be abandoned. It is just, there's no justification at all for it.
There are signs to look for: bloodshot eyes, complaints of headaches, and perhaps the most obvious, markings on a child's neck.
You need to sit down with that child and aggressively intervene so that your child does not cross that line.
I had found a picture in Nick's room.
A picture that haunts Michelle Mansfield. This is her son, his eyes rolling to the back of his head.
It just kills me to think that they think that this is funny, and I watched my son die. And I had to turn off the life support, and my reality is going to a cemetery and visiting his gravestone.
A gravestone with the Dolphins helmet. Nick was a fanatic. In fact, he had just showed his mom the pictures and the jersey on the wall of his new blue room. 15 minutes later, he was dead with an ace bandage tied around his neck.
He was all blue, and his head was big. It just looked really big, and there was this orange foamy stuff coming out of his nose and his mouth.
It's hard to hear, but it's what Gabriel's mom found, Chelsea's mom. These are the faces of children who rolled the dice and lost in the game of life.
Because they were playing a stupid game. It makes me mad. It just totally makes me mad that this can happen and nobody knows about it.
Like the puzzle Nick left unsolved in his room. When a mother asks the question why, none of the pieces seem to fit.
I kiss his picture tonight because that's what I have, and I just miss it.
Nick Cerna died in January. Braden Erickson died in May.
Christmas, and how do I make that list without putting his name on it?
Saber Gertz, Fox 10 News.
Health professionals say it is crucial that you talk to your children about this dangerous, deadly game. They may not understand that it can hurt them or even kill them. If you would like more information on the choking game, you can visit the Fox 10 website.